Welcome to The Global Teacher. Hi, my name is Bonnie and I will be speaking on today's content. The topics that will be explored are listed here, subtitles are available within the settings, and the progression through the content will be tracked on the indicators above. We will begin today by looking at global education. So global education is a way of encouraging learning about the world. It involves learning on an international scale, which broadens horizons and understandings of viewpoints that are not our own. This open-mindedness leads to new thinking about the world and promotes predispositions to change-making actions. In conjunction, it fosters critical and creative thinking, self-awareness, and understanding global issues and relationships. Global education aims to provide students with an interrelated perspective that teaches them to take responsibility, respect and value diversity, and contribute to shaping a peaceful, just, and sustainable future for the world. This involves cultivating global citizenship, which requires you as teachers to develop a global perspective, model cultural sensitivity and responsibility, and engage students in global educational activities. However, there are many challenges that you as a teacher may face in maintaining global education in schools and within your classrooms. Globalization has the potential for conflict, such as political unrest, destruction of local cultures, and creating poverty. This places teachers in a difficult position to make informed professional judgments about the content they will teach regarding the negative impacts of globalization. Therefore, schools need teachers who understand the implications of globalization and can deliver a curriculum that is globally orientated. For students and education to be global, teachers must be global. So, what is a global teacher? Global teachers can be defined as global citizens who possess the qualifications and competencies for globalization and globalized learning. They know about relevant and current global changes and developments and improve themselves accordingly. Furthermore, teachers must have the knowledge, skills, and dispositions of global competence. These include a general knowledge and curiosity of the world, including global engagement regarding diversity, with a strong commitment to ethical and global citizenship that promotes equality, empathizes and values multiple perspectives. It is also important for teachers to have language and cross-cultural skills to facilitate international and intercultural conversations and partnerships. Global teachers not only need to possess these competencies themselves, but have the skills to instill global competence in their students to help them develop global awareness and citizenship. You as teachers need to have the space to explore your personal values and attitudes towards global issues, critically examine and reflect on your own beliefs. This can begin with viewing and reflecting on the characteristics of competent global teachers. Sopelsa and Manise, 2015, compiled a set of characteristics shown here, outlining knowledges, skills, and dispositions for competent global teachers. Alternatively, the ASCD identifies 12 key elements of globally competent teachers, which can be seen here. Due to the complexity of becoming global teachers, global teaching should not be viewed as a standard to be met or completed. Rather, global learning should be understood as a set of characteristics and goals to be achieved, reflected on, and continually developed in teaching practice. In saying this, the ASCD provides the Globally Competent Teaching Continuum tool that describes the 12 elements at 5 different developmental levels from nascent to advanced. Teachers and educators can use this tool and questions provided within the principle to reflect on and develop themselves as globally competent teachers. The emphasis of continual practice and development encourages teachers to remain engaged in global conditions, current events and issues, personalize their pedagogical practice to the diversity of the students within their classroom, and commit to assisting students to become global citizens of the community and the world. As teachers, it's important for you to keep updated on the trends, debates, and contemporary discussions about education, in particular global education and global education reform, which we will explore now. Within the education field, contemporary trends and drivers impact global education reform. In the video Changing Education Paradigms, Sir Ken Robinson explores the two reasons all countries are in the process of public education reform: economics and culture. Furthermore, the OECD report, titled Trends Shaping Education 2019, explores environmental, political, social, and technological trends influencing education. This range of factors are what lead to or drive current topics and trends for research and development in education and policies of education. The OECD recognized three mega trends affecting and will affect the future of education, which are globalization, digitalization, and aging. Globalization refers to the population, particularly the middle-class populations of China and India, increasing the pressure to provide better education. It also places higher expectations on education systems in other countries. The trend of globalization and the pressures it places on education is demonstrated in the debate of Australian results of PISA testings. PISA scores and results play an important role in educational debates in Australia. As the results are released, the scores are broadly accepted as accurate measures of quality in education systems around the world, producing a flurry of policy responses. In the 2009 and 2012 PISA testing, Australia's results were declining. Under the government at the time, the decline in performance turned into a narrative of general school decline in Australia. However, as teachers, you need to consider the limitations of standardized testing and in PISA testing. It only tests 3 subjects. There's no reference to the influences on performance, nor distinctions between the state and territory's achievements, resulting in a broad education reform rather than specific targeted support for schools and regions that need it. There is no suggestion that PISA cannot be useful in efforts to enhance Australian education, but it should not be used in isolation as the key source of quality measurement of Australian schools and learning within it. The superficial readings of standardized test scores, without considering wider influences, are more likely to impede education improvement than advance them. Another example of educational trends is the engagement with the Sustainable Development Goals, and further studied in Australia's commitment to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, specifically Goal 4, Quality Education. More information is within the next slide if you wish to pause and read through it. Drivers and megatrends underpin education agendas, which are what we focus on when looking at reasons for educational change and improvement. These 4 agendas can be seen here, and within each agenda, various current topics and aspects of the quality agenda, cultural agenda, sustainability agenda, and emerging agendas are listed. Many issues exist within education. For the purpose of global education, global teachers must critically engage with information, agendas, trends, and issues. This can include critical analysis of data and standardized testing scores, such as PISA testing, or targeting the Sustainable Development Goals. As education trends, issues, and reforms are ever changing, and new aspects continue to arise and impact education, There is a responsibility on teachers to continually engage with trends, issues, and their impacts on education. So, teachers need to follow up global educational and technological changes and adapt to the pace of these changes, adopt these changes in educational activities, and improve themselves by participating in various vocational courses. Teachers are the practitioners responsible for training productive individuals for society through learning. Global learning tends to be driven by schools, eager teachers, and communities. As a result, it is important for teachers to interact and engage others in the pursuit of global education. Hunt recommends a whole school approach to globalized learning, or what is dubbed global learning schools, that utilize strategic approaches to embed global learning in their school vision, teaching, and learning. To be successful as a global learning school, schools need a champion and a leader of global learning. On a local level, teachers, schools, and non-government organisations are left to adopt a central role in global education, choose to act on available opportunities, and include teaching about global issues and for global citizenship. If teachers can collaborate with other teachers, school leaders, and external providers, such as non-government organisations, their global learning approaches can be enhanced to provide valuable learning experiences for their students. Teachers and educators should utilise opportunities to work with non-government organisations who are active in the local community to collaborate and think of innovative ways global projects can be used to promote global awareness and technology integration in academic contexts. Within the Victorian and Australian curriculums, global education is heavily focused in the areas of language, humanities, critical and creative thinking, intercultural understandings, and equally addressed in the cross-curriculum priorities of sustainability and engagement with Asia. Within these subjects, students explore the world they live in, systems that shape society, and Australia's role in global systems. They develop into confident, innovative, and autonomous problem solvers and thinkers for the community, and make connections between their own and others' worlds as they learn to value their own culture, language, and beliefs, and those of others. In search of key terms such as global, global citizen, and globalization, the focus on these subjects can be seen in comparison to other areas, capabilities, and priorities. It can also be recognised that curriculum links to these key terms are limited in the primary school years, particularly in the lower and middle primary. Here are the results for global in the curriculums, for global citizenship, and for globalisation. There are many opportunities for global educational experiences across various subject areas. Some common examples are celebrating international festivals, research projects of different countries, looking at art from other cultures, sustainable practices, and learning regarding the ways people are different. It is important that global learning is embedded within the curriculum, not just in the subjects of humanities, intercultural capabilities, and cross-curriculum priorities. For beginning teachers, these subjects and teachings of themes or topics may be a valuable entry point for global teaching. However, teachers should be aiming to integrate global learning opportunities in all areas of learning, regardless of curriculum requirements or lack thereof. Bourne and Harrington explain that a pedagogical approach to global education requires global learning to be reflected across all aspects of the curriculum and the school. Teachers have a choice: remain reliant on the curriculum descriptions to control what you teach and only address globalized learning context when stated, or begin approaching the curriculum with a global lens and thinking how you can embed global perspectives in every area of learning, in each lesson, sequence, and unit you teach. You can find many ways. The Global Perspectives framework provides links across different subjects to develop various different knowledges and understandings. This is a valuable resource that you can access to begin your global teaching. Within this slide and a few following, I present various learning opportunities in the form of pedagogical approaches and learning activities and topics within different areas of the curriculum that can be utilised by teachers in order to globalise their teaching and learning. We're nearing the end of the video, however, there are some recommendations. Moving forward, there are multiple steps teachers can take towards becoming global teachers. Begin with self-reflections on the characteristics of globally competent teachers, as well as reading and using the globally competent teaching continuum to understand what is currently known and being practiced, and develop steps to progressing along the continuum. Also, engage with the inquiry questions within the next slide. Secondly, engage with educational trends and information, but remain critical of the information or lack thereof. If a particular trend, issue, or piece of data draws attention, triangulate that information with other sources to develop a fuller picture. Thirdly, utilize all opportunities to plan, practice, and reflect on global teaching and learning. This will provide you with practical experience, student feedback about the content, and assessment opportunities. Finally, collaborate. As Sir Ken Robinson said, most great learning happens in groups. Collaboration is the stuff of growth. So collaborate with students, parents, colleagues, school leaders, members of the community, non-government organisations, external providers, and even with teachers across the globe. It will enrich the teaching and learning opportunities for the teacher and the student.